Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So, I'm going to be taking a look at Crusader Kings 3 here, which sounds weird to even say it. But if I go ahead and hide that, you can see I've only got a few minutes here now. I just loaded up the game, got the settings alright in terms of audio. Really don't know much about the game. I didn't even know it was coming out until recently, to be honest, like last week. I think would probably be around that time. So Crusader Kings 3 is a deep strategy game of dynasties and intrigue. Okay. So, I don't consider myself particularly professional when it comes to anything of this sort of degree here, but I do like to maintain that at least I do show the game as it is, and I show my experience as it was, really. So whether people will appreciate that or not, who knows, but I thought I'd just record this. I'm gonna ignore this. I like to learn through doing rather than being told how to play. Okay. Oh, so these are the start dates then. Okay. Oh, I can... Right. So players and his ruler. Okay, that's not bad. It's a nice way to have an introduction to the game, then. It's very similar to what it was like beforehand. Now, I did watch somebody playing it last night, actually, and the map does look nice. Like, I mean, I can be okay with that. I think the map looks nice. Is it my favorite? I don't know. I don't know if I like the wood here. I mean, I get what they're going for with the table sort of idea. I don't know, maybe I'm just not a big fan of this, but there will be mods, I'd imagine, to change this sort of thing. But we are given a good amount of actual information here. That's quite good. We can actually hover over the nation here, over the kingdom, I should say, which is quite nice, actually. It does look like it's got a good amount of polish here so far. Paradox are somewhat notorious for games not being quite released perhaps when ready. But, I mean, this is it. They have their style and they stick to it, so I can't fault them too much. So we do have the duchies down here then. Okay. Now, I do believe there are more duchies here. That's nice to see. Kingdoms. Okay. Oh, that's quite intriguing then. Yeah, so we can see the actual kingdoms within the realm then. That's quite nice. What I like about this is we have a nice smooth transition here. That's quite good. So do we have our empire titles then? So these are the titular empires of the time, but as we can hover over the Byzantine Empire and actually see what is within their current holdings and what would be if the empire was actually united. So we have the Wendish Empire, Scandinavia, Britannia, Francia, Hispania. Okay. That looks cool. Realms then. Faiths. So, I mean, this is 1066. Okay. That's intriguing actually seeing, yeah, regarding Ireland. That's actually quite good. I like that. Okay. Culture. Now, personally, what I do like is trying to find like a culture here and trying to actually revive it. Because it's a nice little challenge. It just adds another perspective to the game, which is quite fun there. Right, we do have our houses over here, so obviously these are the dynasties. So we have Salian here, of Godwin, compared. Okay, that's pretty cool. And there are the realms, duchies, okay. Quite simple. Difficulty over here, so we can actually see quite a lot about these nations here, which is quite good. I say nations, but I do mean, of course, kingdoms. So we do have Chinese out this way, which is rather interesting. Well, I say Chinese. Apologies about that. A little bit of a cold in the moment. Interesting. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look then. So can I go back? I would like to go back, please. So exit to main menu then. It'd be nice if we could go straight back in there. But what I'm going to do then is we'll take a look then. So we have Wrath of the Northmen, the Great Adventurers then. So these are different styles. We have the Carolingians, we have the Fate of England. I mean, this is actually well presented. This is well presented. See, this is what I think I'd like the map to maybe look like a little bit more. I kind of like that stylized, but not as stylized. And I don't know. I suppose it's just a case of, well, what style do you like? Not everyone will like that style. So I do remember them saying that supposedly there's not going to be as many start dates. I mean, that makes sense. It's better to start, well, to focus on certain dates here from the outset rather than try to make everything as fleshed out, I suppose. So do you have the King of Navarra, Castile, Leon, Galicia, Countess of Zamoa. That's intriguing. Okay. No, that's pretty good, actually. I do like the details here. I think what we will do is go to 867 here. I don't know how long this video will be, by the way. I don't have a particularly great deal of time at this moment in time. So we'll see. So this is in 867 then. So we have East Francia, we have La Thuringia, and we have West Francia, we have Italy over here, we have the papacy. Okay. Oh, God. I've got this awful cold. I think it's allergies more than anything. But it's awful, and I do apologise. Impassable terrain then. Okay. I do want the game to be better than Hardtime 4. I'm willing to believe, but I don't want to be hurt again. Okay, so here we go, we have Visigothic. Now this is a culture I'm usually quite intrigued by. Right, I do like how we have... It looks pretty good, actually. It looks pretty good so far. Let's see then, culture. So we do have Visigothic out here then, so we have Count Johan. Right then. Counterculture is Visigothic. The Liege, which is of course the Count here, culture is Gothic as well. So we have Count Johan. He does have an heir. His heir is not particularly very attractive as it seems. He's deceitful, impatient, and zealous. Now this is quite good, obviously he's far better presented here. So that's quite nice. We are feudal. Can create cadet branches. That's rather intriguing, man. Okay, so I'm going to start obviously here with a Christian. As obviously this is something I can relate to more than anything else right now. So we do have the game rules. Okay, difficulty. The exclave independent. Significant. Exclaves of independent AI rules of peace will be removed on succession unless connected via a naval path or part of that de jure territory. Let's see. Total. Limited. Significant. Limited. Right. Okay. Total. I think we might go for the significant there. I hope that applies to both AI and obviously player here. See, I mean, okay, never mind. Mongol invasion, that's pretty cool. I'm liking that. End date. So we can actually extend the end date. That's quite nice then. We'll have it set for 1453 then, I guess. Default over here then. Create custom kingdoms, okay. Generate families. Right. So we do have a Hungarian migration there. Okay. Well, that looks okay. So we're going to go ahead and we'll try it out then. Right, so first time playing. Let's see, how many minutes do we have here then? So we have 30 minutes current session. Apparently I played 40 minutes within the past 2 weeks. Obviously that is false. Let's take a look at this then. So, okay. Stress levels intriguing. Feels a little bit like Sims at the moment. So House Minorca. Befriend me. I like how we actually have a house. Or the dynasties. Well, yeah, that's quite nice. Words. When it was founded. Current head, okay. Level of notoriety then. Splendor. Dynasty tree events. We have 2 living members. Renown, okay. We have legacies out here. And these actually do have an impact. That's quite nice, actually. It seems quite similar to the bloodlines that was in the previous game. Again, don't think I'd be able to say that. Cool. I mean, the interesting thing is like, I suppose the big break I got from YouTube was probably playing Crusader Kings 2, really. So I guess it's one of these, isn't it? Full circle. So we have a couple issues over here, then. We have right issues. Increase opinion. These are suggestions. Current situation, not endorsed by your suffragan bishop. You can declare wars. You can create a duchy. Right. We'll go ahead and we'll find this out our own way, though. I prefer it that way. As we do have the Empire titles, can I have a... Is there just like a natural... There we go. It would be nice if I was down here. Okay, so that's the terrain there. But is there like an actual just... I kind of want to see the map. Governments, okay. Development. Well, I guess not then. It's a bit of a shame. Ideally, there might be something like that in the future then. But this is fine for me right now. So this is obviously our Liege of all then. So we have the Umayyads over here. That's intriguing then. So you can actually see... Okay. Their connections. That's rather intriguing. As we have 37 claims here. Sultan Mohammed. That's quite intriguing. It does look nice. I'm going to say it does look nice. It definitely does look better than it did beforehand. Okay, okay, so it's when you zoom in then. Okay, well, I can live with that. I can live with that. Right. That's kind of cool. So we have a couple moss over here. I'd like it if I could zoom out a little bit more, but then again, I suppose these are options I could probably looked at, really. Okay. So let's take over a look over here then. So we have the Barony of Ibiza. We have Palma over here, which is obviously a barony. And we do have the city of Alucidia. Alsudia? However you want to pronounce that. I'm going to go ahead and sign out Steam here. I don't particularly use it. I can see the game's quite popular here. So go on, do not disturb. Okay, let's take a look then. So we do have a barony over here. So this is not outright owned by us. He doesn't particularly like us. So this is a count. Is he? Who is his liege? Is he... Well, he's not independent. Is he? No, he can't be independent. Might over loyalty. Interesting. What are they independent? Surely not. Realms. Oh, that's for empires. Realms. Independent realm. Wow, okay. Well, that's pretty impressive then. So we aren't independent, but they are independent. They might have been the more intriguing start then, actually. So it could have been that we could have potentially sworn fealty to maybe like West Francia, maybe Italy, and gained some potential backing that way. As to whether that would actually mean much, if it actually came push to shove, but who knows. Befriend me. I like it. Right, so we can actually see here then we have 1.6 tax, we have 199 levies, we have planes there. Okay, that's actually really nice. I do like this new style of two-tip. That is quite good. That's very, very clear. It's very nice. You can actually see exactly what's going on. So we have encyclopedia here. We have education here. Okay. Right, so if I click on here, that takes us to the County of Mallorca, however you want to pronounce that. I can see that we are part of these different titles. We have a city here. Line of succession. We can see the claimants. We can see our capital here. So quite a lot of detail there. Looks like you can actually rename it, which is nice then. New buildings here. Okay. I imagine a lot of you guys out here that are watching this now will already know that. But it's a learning experience for myself. I like that. Okay, this is nice. I can actually get more information here. That's quite useful for me. Okay. So what I'm going to do then is actually take a look at myself, which is nice. I'm always up here. So we have ourselves as an adequate bargainer. So that is our education trait. Deceitful. Right, it does help out our intrigue. Impatient. Zealous. Okay. Now then. And we have 4 diplomacy, 6 martial. Stewardship is not bad. Intrigue's not exactly great. Learning's okay. Prowess. So much advanced in a fight, man. We have our child out here. Berengario. Or Berengario. We do have a vassal over here, which is our mayor. He's considered a powerful vassal. We do, of course, have more power. Yeah, the good news is that we actually do hold this too, which is very nice. That does help us out significantly. Gives us that power. So let's see then. We have the encyclopedia, we have the in-game menu. Very, very slick UI. That's nice. We have a realm here. Military, council, court, intrigue, factions, decisions. Invite knights. Okay, pilgrimage. Form Portugal, that's rather intriguing. An established Portuguese culture. Found a holy order. So I could establish a holy order and become its patron. That's rather intriguing, then. And we do have the Holy Roman Empire. Revive the Roman Empire in the West. Okay. Well, fair enough, yes. Right, the realm. So we have our crown authority here. That's nice to see that we have the laws here, then. That's quite good. No individual obligations. Right, so that is the actual government style practice within the city. That makes sense. So we do have our laws. Confederate partition. Right. We do see that there's a cost here. Multiple heirs. High partition, right, okay. So this is where we have multiple heirs. This is where we have a single heir. Okay. We have our laws here on gender. Designated heir. Okay. So we do have our titles here, our domain. I'm liking that. Yeah, it's definitely better put together. So we do have a countess here, Countess Agnes. She's also a Visigothic culture. She's also a Catholic too. So we could choose her to assist. Right, rational gentlewoman. Right, okay. She's 17 years old then. Okay. Not bad. Lowborn. Allied to us, of course, then she does have piety and prestige then, as she's a countess. She's actually fairly intelligent, which is pretty good for us. She's trusting, however. She is calm, and she's chaste. Okay. Okay. Now we do have our bishop here. I do like this style. It is nice. There's some actual... how to say? It feels real. Or at least it feels like there is something here there. I quite like that. Here's Bavarian. I like that. Now, it would be actually rather intriguing. I'm not too sure of his time, but I would imagine that the bishops would be appointed by the papacy. But I could be wrong, but I would rather strongly wager that it's the case there. He's gluttonous, lazy in content. Okay, insightful thinker. And not particularly especially great. So we have religious relations. I like the map. The map's definitely pretty here. I always like a challenge. Maybe this is not the best person to start with, but hey. Fabricated claim on a county. And we'll take a look and see what our claims are. So you can see that our realm priest does not endorse us. Okay. So he would be somebody that we'd have to pal up with. We do have our chancellor. He does actually like us somewhat. He's intimidated, which is interesting. Oh, so we have a dreadful reputation. Right, okay. We're zealous though, so we should be able to get him on our side. He's terrified, apparently. Wow, so he'll never actually oppose us directly. That's intriguing. But indirectly, of course, he will. As we have foreign affairs, we do have our domestic affairs. So, direct vassal opinion. Increases vassal opinion. End internal war. Force petition for vassal. Lowered vassal opinion is possible side effects. Also crown authority. Integrate title. That's intriguing. Okay, foreign affairs. Now, I am going to go ahead and try to improve relations with the papacy. So we'll have him placed. Okay, this is the current pope here. Do I right-click? Oh, is he just assigned to foreign affairs? Right. Oh, so that seems, okay, it looks like that's how it works now. Okay, fair enough. I suppose it does make it easier. Collect taxes. Increase development of the county. He's actually pretty good at his job there. I like that. That's quite nice. That is quite nice. Okay, focus on Palma. 4 years left. Okay, well, at least we can see that. Organization of the levies. Train commanders. Commanders make a tremendous difference, really. If you have a good commander, you can actually do, I'd imagine, fairly damn well. But, yeah. Let's see. I will increase the skill of our commanders. That's worthwhile. As we have disrupt schemes, we have support schemes, we have here find secrets. Secrets are always good. Secrets are always very handy. But do I want to use that? I'll have him left to disrupt our schemes then. And schemes of the others. So, assist then. So, assist ruler. Ah, right, okay. I see. I quite like that. So we can have her focus in certain areas. Obviously, where she's strong, it does help us out. Patronage. Okay. We gain 1 in everything there. Right, so we already have it here. Holy Site Rome, that's intriguing then. So it looks like Holy Sites actually do affect us here. That's intriguing. Deceitful. I think diplomacy is something that I'd like to try and focus upon. We have our learning here. Free to diplomacy. It would lower our learning. We are impatient, which is not exactly great. I'm going to go for the court politics. I think having higher diplomacy would help us out nicely. So, okay, there we go. Take a look at the court then. So we can search for a physician, which I will do. This can take about 12 months then. Notify when the division becomes available. Okay, search for physician. Go. We can invite knights. We do have a competent commander here. Recruit to court. He's a guest right now. Raphael, patient, thrifty clerks, and administrator. I would have to pay him. But he is quite good, actually. These are our courtiers, okay. We do have factions, we don't have one right now, we have our decisions. Okay, so we're looking pretty intriguing, then. We've got quite a few things going on here, then. Right, okay. Again, apologies about the, I think it must be allergies. I think it must be allergies. Okay, it looks as if your area has no guardian. Oh, there we go, we have our lifestyle. Which is this one here. Okay. So we have diplomacy. Because of your diplomacy education, you gain 20% more experience of this lifestyle. We do have martial, we have stewardship, we have the intrigue, we have here the learning. Right. I do wonder. This one's obviously good because we are trying to focus upon the diplomacy right now. And we do gain more experience, so I think that sounds about right then. Okay. I'm going to go for the diplomacy then. Oh, we do have a tree now, that's pretty cool. Diplomat August. Family hierarch. Focus on understanding people and their motives, how to handle other realms, and how to win the unwavering loyalty of your subjects. Because of your diplomacy, right, okay. So we have that. So we have diplomacy, martial, stewardship, and intrigue there. So these are our focuses then. So foreign affairs focus then. Majesty focus. Regality flows from ritual tradition and glory, and we have the family focus. Even if we do not choose them, those closest to us are most important. It does increase our fertility, increases diplomacy, and diplomacy experience there. I do have prestige that comes from the majesty. I think we will choose that prestige. We don't really have much in the way of prestige right now. So I think that's worthwhile. We do have these perks here. Right. So I don't have them as of yet. So we have Firm Hand here. We have a Praetorian Guard. Monthly prestige per knight is 2%. We have Inspire Ruler here. Monthly prestige per vassal of the council. Okay. That's cool. I like that. And August. Okay. Patriarch. That's cool. I imagine you could do quite a lot with that. Increase opinion. As we have a scheme here to increase his opinion of us. That's not too bad. We could probably do that. So we started a scheme over here, which is nice. To sway him. We have a couple more issues. Can I go ahead and close that? I'd like to close that, please. Right, it does eventually disappear. Okay. Declare wars. So we have a number of holy wars here. I can create the Duchy of Mallorca. Well, Mallorca. So, I gain prestige. I do require said money. I have 24 right now. We actually gain... This is a lot better. It is nice. So what I'm going to do here then is arrange for education of our heir. Right click, we can educate the child. Grant titles in prison there. Hook available. That's intriguing. I don't know what that means, but it seems intriguing enough. Look at it. Bless him. So I can personally educate him. Use a hook. Not too sure what that means there. Hook is a general term for relationship between a character where one can get the other to do their will. Right, okay, so weak hooks and strong hooks. Hooks can be used to force through many interactions. Well, that's good to know there. I like that. That is good to know. But we don't have a hook. He's our son. We shall look after him. Berengario becomes our ward. There we go. We're looking after him now. So, there's not particularly much I can do here, then. We do have Visigothic. Oh, okay. That's cool. Military here, then. Your culture, part of the Iberian group, so Visigothic innovations. Innovations are technologies and other advances that benefit all characters of a certain culture. Innovations are grouped into eras when they can be discovered. Through contact with neighboring cultures, each culture is always exposed to one specific innovation, which was discovered much quicker. Right, so it's actually beneficial to be in contact with multiple cultures, which is actually, yes, that does make sense. As we have tribal here, we have early medieval, high medieval, and we have late medieval. Tribal? Okay. Sure. So we have the Mutt. Honors is over here, then Banus. Interesting. Plenary assemblies. Okay. I like that. I mean, what would be rather intriguing then if we could have potentially some sort of Roman legacy? Obviously, the area Colabar, I believe, did have a form of taxation retained for quite some time. Okay. We have Catholicism here. Armed pilgrimages. Communion. Monasticism. So we have our sins over here, we have our virtues. Ecumenism. Right, okay. Theocratic, righteous, male-dominated. And we do have our current Pope. Marriage doctrine. There's a lot of detail here, I like this. Yeah, so quite... I create a new faith, wow. Right, okay. Your old faith will consider you hostile. But that's actually rather intriguing then, so we can actually take the religion and actually make it our own. That's quite cool. Okay.